Hello, this is Angela with Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. And today I would like to give you an update on my fall garden and also to share with you how some of my summer crops that are still growing are doing here on the homestead. We've had for the last 2 days just nonstop rain, and everything has just been watered very well. And I wanted to share with you how things are growing. As you can see here, my sugar snap peas are growing and they're trying to attach to the tomato cage that I have in here. My Brussels sprouts are really growing, as you can see here. I'm still getting a few okra every day. And as you can see here over in my potato bed, I have a few different types of salad in here. As you can see here, some of these look like I can harvest a salad today. And also, it's also looking like it's trying to go to seed. So I'm going to break that off to see if I can get a little more off of it before it goes to seed. And as you can see, the potato plants are growing. And here are more okra in containers. Over in this bed, I have my broccoli, peppers, and a few kale plants. And you can see how the rain has just made them to just spring up overnight. And once I remove the zinnias and the marigolds out of this bed, it looks like my peppers are trying to make a comeback because they're able to get sufficient light and air flow as well. This is a tomato plant that I planted this fall, and as you can see, it's got little tomatoes coming there and more flowers here. And over here where I have my cabbage and kale, it's growing really nicely. I have something biting on the leaves. I've sprayed once with BT, but as I've stated, we've had rain for 2 days straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until the leaves dry and spray again. I have some BT solution that I typically use in the garden, and occasionally I'll also use Sevin Dust. But you can see here how large the kale is. The kale looks like it can be harvested now. And over in this bed, I have my collards. And as you can see here, some of these leaves as well look like they're ready to be harvested. And lots of bites on the leaves from, I'm sure it's the cabbage worm or some other insect. Um, but I will be spraying once the leaves dry. Everything is still quite wet. As you can see, the water is still on the leaves. But as I've stated, my Brussels sprouts are doing well. Here I have my spinach. They're coming up very slowly. But just look at this salad, guys, how it's growing so nicely over in there. I'm really going to harvest some of those today. Uh, but then, as I was stating, the Brussels sprouts are in these containers. And you can see the leaves are quite huge. And this is my hand. You can see how big it is. And this is the largest of all of the Brussels sprouts. In this bed, I have a few kale, I think one or two collard plants in here, and of course my okra, and they're doing well. Over in this container I have my pigeon peas that probably will not produce anything, but that's why I've gone on and I've planted some collard greens here at the bottom. In this bed I planted mustard greens, and as you can see they're starting to sprout in here. I don't know what this is, probably some squirrel damage, these holes. Here are more sugar snap peas that are holding on to this tomato cage. Over in here I have more mustard greens. Mustard greens in here as well, but have not come up just yet. I have some mustard greens starting to come up here, but it's been very slow, look like. Here I have some lima beans that I need to remove and plant, but as you can see it's still trying to produce a few lima beans here and there. But I'm going to pull this out probably next week sometime, so that I can plant some more greens in here. In these 3 containers here in the back I have 1 sweet potato slip each and purple hull peas, and I'll probably give these peas another week and pull them out, and then I'm going to try to hold off on the sweet potato slip that I've planted in here just a little longer, to see if I can get bigger potatoes in these. I've cut back my raspberry bush here because it was just overtaking the area, and I know I was supposed to wait, but I think it'll still be fine. I didn't care if it was a new cane or an old cane. I just needed it back, and I did the same thing over here to this raspberry bush, and I'll be doing the same to this other one over here. You can see how it's just taking over the area. Okay, in this container I have potatoes in this white bucket, more purple hull peas, and a sweet potato slip in each one here. This is a yellow pear tomato that looks like it's still trying to produce, but once it gets a whole lot of rain, it usually causes them to split. And then over here I have my blackberry bush that I am propagating, and many of them can probably already be cut off, because as you can see I can lift the pot up, which tells you that it has developed roots. But here I have more collard greens in the 2 red containers. And I did not start these from seed, purchased them from Lowe's. I didn't get a chance to do any seed starting for these as of yet, and of course time was upon me. The seeds that I did plant, it's just been taking forever to grow. But here's some more salad mix. This is the, I think it's the Bibb lettuce and the red romaine. And as I stated, I might can harvest a few from here already to make a salad. And over here I have my herb bed. This is another blackberry that I think has already rooted. See how I'm able to lift the pot? I can simply cut it off anywhere here along this stem here, and it's its own plant. The same thing with this one over here. It has also rooted. As you can see, I'm lifting the pot and shaking it. It's also rooted. In the back here is my goji berry, and look like it has started flowering. It's my first year growing goji berries. But the rosemary, sage, the lavender is really taking over this bed. I'm going to have to cut it back somehow because it's moving into the other plants that I have here, which is my echinacea, black-eyed Susan, and coneflowers. I've got oregano, cilantro, parsley, and onion chives in here as well. And this is another plant here, blackberry plant, that has also rooted, and you see me lifting it here off of the ground. I have some more sugar snap peas growing in this pot with a tomato cage, and as you can see, it's also connecting. And this marigold is kind of in its way, kind of growing with it. And here's another one here. Also in this bed, I have my blueberries and my peppermint here, spearmint here, and my lemon balm in this one, and this one over here. In this pot, I have some basil, look like eggplant that I need to pull out. Its eggplant is turning yellow. In this one, I have a couple of peppers and okra in this container. I can probably plant some more greens in here as well. And this marigold, I didn't expect them to grow this large, but it really grew. And over there in the back is another container of purple hull peas and a sweet potato slip. But as you can see, everything is just growing nicely. It's just amazing how much the rainwater increases the growth of your vegetables and other plants as well. And here are some more potatoes in a pot. Parsley is doing really well. As you can see here, I can probably harvest some parsley. And then over here is my strawberry patch. And when I first established this bed, I planted potatoes in it, and every now and then I'll see a potato sprout. So among my strawberries, I have a volunteer potato plant. I've also planted some red onions in here. And of course the blackberries are doing the same thing over here. More strawberries here. And I've planted carrots again in those pots that you see there in the back, but it looked like weeds are growing in it, and I don't see any carrots as of yet. So I'll have to pull some of those. But this is just another view from a different angle of the garden. And these are some of the things that I started from seed, and as you can see, I didn't have much success. So that's why I went on and purchased seedlings from Lowe's. I've also planted my yellow onion and garlic as well, just before all of the rain. So they haven't come up as of yet, but just wanted to share with you my fall garden and how everything is doing thus far in mid-October. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to my channel, I wish that you would consider subscribing Hit the like button and hit the notification bell for future videos. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much again for your time and your support. God bless. Bye-bye.